Hey everybody, welcome back to Dead Car Rescue. I'm Steve, and I'm doing something a little bit different than I do on my videos. I'm going to give you something at the end of this video, but you got to watch. You got to watch the whole thing. You got to put up with every minute of me until the end. And you can cheat. You can cheat. You can start this off, so I'm going to the end right now and be gone. Okay, well, fine. Go ahead. But come back and watch this because I'm a nice guy and I'm going to give you something, okay? Come back and watch the whole video after you see what's at the end. I don't care. As long as you watch it, because you're going to see by watching what you're getting. That's right. You're going to have to watch the video to see what you're getting. So, it don't make sense, does it? But anyway, watch this video. At the end, keep watching. Once I say goodbye, keep watching. I'm serious. You're going to get something for free from Dead Car Rescue. All right, let's watch the movie. Turn the lights off, bring me some popcorn, honey. I'm in my shop. I don't know what I'm thinking. Hey everybody, welcome back to Dead Car Rescue. I'm Steve, and today we are going to be working on this little 260 engine. We're going to try to get it running on the table, and we're going to see if it will run. It may not, it might, I don't know. We were given this engine by Anthony Smith. Now Anthony Smith was on the Street Outlaws. He was a mechanic for JJ the Boss for a while. And he done all the work. He drove a black Nova called Hercules. Anthony's a good friend of ours, and he gave me this engine just to get it out of his way. Well, thank you, Anthony. I appreciate that. But we're going to try to get it running, see if it's good enough for a engine, maybe for the little red 66 Mustang we got out there. We need an engine for that. I don't really want to put a 6-cylinder like I've got over there hidden underneath that 350 Chevy. But I've got a 6-cylinder. It could go down in the Mustang. But I really would rather have this. So we're going to try to get it running and see if it will run, see if it smokes, see if it knocks, see if it's locked up. You'll find out when we find out. So let's see if we can get it running on the table. Let's do it to it. All right, the first thing we're going to do to it is we're going to mount this back on the intake. I took it off when I first brought it in here. I'm going to put it back on so we can pick it up with a cherry picker. And I can see if I can get that oil plug in real good, because it's not. And I can't get to it really with the engine sitting on this table. So we're going to take the straps off. We're going to raise it up in the air. Try to get it to where we can tighten it up real good. And then we're going to pour some oil in it. See what's going on with it. It looks like vomit. Okay. That's a 21 millimeter wrench that fits that. Okay, I think it's gonna go. Had that little hard spot as soon as you touch it, but once you got past that, it's turning pretty easy now. And it's tightening up, so. Okay. Oil plugs in, drill sergeant. All right, we got some oil down in the cylinders from when I first got this thing home. And I'm gonna take the spark plugs out and kind of, when I start turning it over, I want it to shoot some of that oil all over my shop. That's what I want to do. So, these are brand new plugs, by the way. Never been used. Somebody had plans for this motor. Don't know why, but oh well, I've done stuff like this myself. Got a vacuum line here, it's got to be plugged off. That oil draft tube is okay. This oil draft tube is because PCV valves weren't invented when this motor was new. And they didn't have them where they go in the valve cover and you run vacuum to them. This is what they had. And when an engine's running, this thing would kind of blow smoke down below the car and oil drops and stuff like that. So that's what this was for. If it runs good, we will change the intake on it and put a PCV valve in it and different valve covers, whatever we got to do. But we'll do away with this intake. This thing here, it's got a top side and a bottom side. It says top and it says 289. We're going to put that on there and then set the carburetor down on top of it with this gasket. This gasket will go on two ways, but one way's correct and the other way's not. See how that fits on this one when it's turned that way? Now if you just stuck it on there and thinking, okay, it'll be fine, see? It doesn't really fit the holes like it's supposed to. So you got to be just careful with that when you put it on. Be sure to match them up the right way, the way they're supposed to go. Like that right there. Okay, these little guys right here, the nuts are kind of froze onto them. And I didn't put anything on them, I just tried to turn them. So I'm gonna put a little bit of heat liquid on them. See how that does. Looky there. It just comes all so easy. Ow, ow, ow. Works every time. I like playing with fire. I should have been an arsonist when I grew up, but oh well. Arsonist or work for the fire department. That would have been a good job for me. Table's getting hot. Okay. Wonder if that nut will burn through that table and catch it on fire, huh? I'll just put them up here. Not take a chance. Now I gotta let them cool off. Okay, I don't have the coil hooked up to the distributor or the wires on. I just want to see if it'll turn over and squirt some of this oil out of the cylinders. If there's any in there, it might have drained down in the pan. It's been sitting for quite a while. So we're going to just try to turn it over and see if it's locked up. Well, I know it's not locked up, but see if it turns over good and don't make any crazy noises or something. So let's do it. Okay, I got a negative running to the negative side of the battery. This is the positive. Since I don't have a solenoid switch, I'm just going to touch it to the starter, see if it turns over. Cross your fingers. That's not good. These valves are not going up and down, so one of them's moving barely. Let's see if the other one's do it. This back one over here is not barely moving. And these front two are barely moving. Okay, I can go buy an oil filter and spend $8, $10 and drive to town to get it, which it's about 30 miles round trip. But I don't think it's going to do any good. These rocker arms are not moving, and these over here are not moving. I don't know if it's even worth doing anything with it. It is a 260. I think I'm just gonna cut my losses and take everything off of it and use that as a boat anchor. There's a fly in the way. Get out of here, fly. But anyway, I can take all the stuff off of it. It could be something simple, and then it could not be. But it's a 260 or the smaller one. So we're just gonna say it's a bust. We're not gonna keep this thing anyway, so let's just take all the goodies off of it and throw the rest of it away. I'll give it to my neighbor next door. Let him haul it off. I'll get the oil pan off, the chrome, the water pump, stuff like that. Stuff I'm gonna need, the starter, bell housing, flywheel, clutch, pressure plate, all that stuff. And the oil pan. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. Wah, wah, wah. I wasted a good gallon of that cheap oil. Hey, I could drain it out of there and save it for another car. Maybe a car that you would buy. You ain't gonna know it. Long time ago, 1976, I worked at a interstate service station. We'd take oil and push this little plunger through the top of the oil can. That's how you open a bottle of oil or a can of oil. Had a metal top, you just shove that thing in there, turn it upside down, it drained in your motor. Well, you didn't get every drop out of the can. So we had a 5-gallon bucket sitting between the gas pumps. When we put oil in somebody's car, we'd take the can, turn it upside down after we put the oil in, and the drippings would eventually fill up that 5-gallon bucket. And you'd have all different brands of oil, and it had bugs in it and flies. And nighttime, the bugs would get all around them lights and stuff. So anyway, one night, I've been saving it. I would strain it and keep it for stuff. But one night this guy come in, he said, "Have you got any old oil I can buy from you?" And I said, "No, I sure don't." And he said, "What about in the dripping thing out there you got?" And I said, "That's got flies and bugs and all kinds of stuff in it." He said, "I don't care." So I said, "Okay, a couple bucks." And he said, "Yeah, I'll give you that." He got the whole 5-gallon can. What he did, he started pouring it in his motor, and there was bugs coming out and all kinds of stuff. And he used about half of it. Then he put the other half of it in the trunk of his car, drove away. Well, anyway, make a long story short, I did that a long time ago. You don't do it anymore, but anyway. Okay, let's get back to work, taking this stuff off. Okay, I got all the parts off of it. I'm gonna save that good oil, what's left of it. But this thing's up in the air, so safety first, okay? Hold on. Okay, now we're good to go. Ah, it still looks as good as new. That's going in a car probably that you're going to buy from me someday. Probably needed 2 jack stands, but I don't think it's there's a difference in the height. I'd have to block this one up, you know. So we're just going to use one for now. Okay, we're going to let that drain a little while. I don't know how long it's going to take, but I don't think you guys want to sit there and watch oil drain. It's kind of like watching paint dry, because it might run a long time. I did turn it over, you know, so oil's all up in the motor. And one more thing. Let me get this tag. I was wrong. This little tag was on that motor. It says 289. And it says 64. Is that a 64 289? I don't know. Is that rare? I don't know either, but it's going to the junk pile. I'd keep that thing forever. If I put it up, I'd keep it forever and never touch it. I mean, I'm 70 years old. What am I going to live? Another 30, 40 years? I got stuff in this shop that I haven't touched since I built it. And it's hanging on the wall. But there it is. There's the tag right there. Can't see it, I know, but 28964. And then whatever the other numbers is, I don't know. Steve, you might be getting rid of a great engine there. I know. All right. Okay, everybody. That's going to do it for this week's video. Will it run? I don't know. I know it's probably got, it could be the lifter's not primed up. I don't know. It could be the camshaft lobes wore out. I don't know. I don't have time to mess with it. It's a Ford, it's a 289 Ford motor. And that might be something everybody's looking for. I don't know. But I guarantee you, if I kept it, I'd hold on to it for 6 months before anybody come got it. Or more. I've gave people stuff and it's still sitting out there. So you got to understand, that's the way it goes in life. There's these motors in cars all over the junkyards and stuff, I'm sure. The junkyards I've been to, and it probably ain't worth anything. So I want to thank all my subscribers and the guys and gals. I appreciate you. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe to my channel. What's it going to hurt? And be sure to push that like button. You remember what I said last time. The like buttons really help me out. It helps my videos get out there so other people can see them. Your friends and all that. If you punch like, it'll kind of put it up more for people to see. There's always a big truck going by when I'm trying to talk. At least he's not running his Jake brake. All right, that's it. I want to thank you all for watching. Thank you to my subscribers. Thank you to the non-subscribers. I want to say goodbye, God bless, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye, y'all. You know, I don't know how that other guy on that other show does this. He pulls the dipstick out. He licks it and licks the backside of it. I bet he puts it on biscuits. I don't know. But I can't do it. I'm oil intolerant. What am I doing still here? Because the show was over, right? I said bye and all that. Well, I got to thinking. I sat down over there in that chair. I was editing my video. And I thought, you know, Anthony gave that motor to me. I ain't got a dime in it, and I'm going to give it away to somebody to haul off for scrap. It'd be worth like $2, $3 at the most for weight, you know, for scrap iron. So I'm going to give it away. I'm going to give it to somebody out there that needs it. Do any of you guys need it? A 289? Let me take the oil pan off of it. I'm keeping all this stuff, but you can have what's hanging here free. Get in the comments, send me a message, say, hey, I live here and I want that motor and I can come get it now. I don't want to keep this thing for 6 months. I'm going to put it down over here in my shop, up under the counter, and I'm going to wait on somebody to come get it. If there's no comments saying I want that motor, it's gone to the junkyard next week. So if you want that motor and you're interested, you're gonna have to send me a comment, and then we'll work out something as far as how to get it. And if somebody's leaving their house on their way here, I'm holding it for you. And if you don't want it when you get here, the next person in line gets it. So there you go. I thought I'd do that for you guys because y'all do so much for me. So come get it. See y'all. Bye.